They know that they have you, right? Just when the volumes really go up, then they say, let's move this one. That's happened so many times. Well, that's a great overview. So typical mistakes we mentioned is not having transparency on the bill of material, not paying the engineering, but counting on the supplier to subsidize it, so that actually in the end you don't have the files. Because why would you have them? Because you didn't actually pay for that, so you don't own it. And not planning properly for the proper validation phases, so you get to mass production, but all of these issues that you have not ironed out are actually catching up with you, and you have to fight with all of them at the same time, and you've already disbursed, you already have so much money on the table, on the shop floor, in the warehouse, but some of it has to be basically thrown away, right? So you're losing a lot of money, but this also impacts your timing greatly, because it always comes together. If you have a smooth process, overall you're going to have so many fewer issues that you're going to actually save money and save a lot of time.
Exactly. I mean, and that's ultimately what this whole thing comes down to. Having process comes down to having control, planning, and knowing when your revenue is going to start coming in and what you're spending. Like, that's ultimately what these businesses need to know, right? You're going to spend money on your tooling, your DFM, your NPI, your pre-production, your qualification, your certification. You budget all that out, and then you know you're going to ship in 6 months, 12 months time. If you think you're going to ship in 3 months and all of these costs are hidden, you've no budget, you've no plan, you've no control.
Absolutely. You're totally relying on the manufacturer, but the incentives of the manufacturer most of the time is to get your advance payment, so they hook you to make production and ship it out to you, because most of the time, even if it's bad, you're not going to return it to you.
Yeah, you need it.
And they tend to be very optimistic. So these are the very high risks to keep in mind when designing and developing a new product for manufacturing in China.
Yeah, unfortunately, manufacturing and supply chain is not as glamorous as product design and development, so people don't think about it as much, but ultimately, if it's not done correctly, you don't have a product.
That's right.